Hey, welcome back. It's Chris, and this is step number 9, promote yourself and win affluent clients. And you are the product and the service, but you're also the marketing department and the sales department in your real estate agent business. And we've talked a lot about marketing up to this point. We've talked some about sales, and what I like to say is if you're attracting affluent clients, and you're getting them to contact you, then your sales job, as you will, is a lot less. But remember, 2/3 of the general public are only going to contact one real estate agent. So you need to give them the reasons that they should contact you and put their mind at ease that they've made that decision. So whether a buyer or seller, right, they're just going to contact generally one agent. So you want to be that agent that's top of mind. And we've talked a lot about traditional marketing and advertising and online marketing and things that you can do, publishing content, right? All that is super important because of this step. The reason it's super important is because it's the fundamentals, it's the foundation, and it's the reason we did those things prior to step number 9. And this is going to be a little bit of a twist, and it's all about you providing proof and showing up in the community and doing things that you can do to help engage with your community, and those other things need to be there. So one of my, I'll just use my example. I've been a member of a number of nonprofits and done a lot of things in my community. One of the things I really like is our Rotary Club. Rotary is a international organization with small local clubs in your metropolitan area. You may have 2, 3, 4, 5 or more Rotary clubs, maybe 10. I don't know. It depends on how big of a city you live in. But in my market, there's just one, and we have 30 or 40 members in our club. We do a lot of great things for our community, and it's been an organization. I've been a president of the club. I've been a head of a lot of projects and committees and things. I'm still very involved, and we have weekly breakfast meetings, and I'm responsible for all the speakers. I did that for a number of years, and then I'm now back doing that. And I really enjoy doing that, and it's an example of a group that you can easily join. There will be open arms. It's a group of professionals. We have doctors and attorneys and dentists and professionals in our organization. It's originally created to be a business networking group that does philanthropic things for their community and for around the world. Rotary's been responsible for helping to eradicate polio, and we're very close in completing that. It's been decades of hard work and huge money and effort in a lot of third world countries to get that done. In our local club, we raise $50,000 to $60,000 a year doing a duck race, and so we put somewhere between I think we're up to like 5,000 to 6,000 ducks in a creek, and they flow down, and each duck a ticket. It's like a raffle. It costs $10. So if you turn the duck over, there's a number on the bottom, and it corresponds with a raffle ticket, if you will, that people buy for $10. So we have to sell a lot of those tickets, and we use the money to give away in our community. We donate it to local nonprofits, and mostly things that have to do with youth in our community, supporting the youth. So what do I do as a part of the Rotary Club that promotes me? How do you tie this all back together? And it's because I show up and I'm consistent and I'm involved and I'm responsible and I take on areas of responsibility, and I'm accountable to the other members in my club. And I do things to demonstrate my competence and my ability. And I've had many clients that have been as a result of me working side by side with them, doing Rotary stuff, and being in the parade and setting up the booth and selling tickets and being visible in the community. And I have a lot of people that have seen me demonstrate that I'm giving back to the community, the things that I'm doing. So when I'm a member of this club, I'm not being pushy and remember we talked about me. I'm not doing any of that. You can promote yourself in a very subtle way. People are going to ask you, tell me about your business and how the market is and what's going on. And so you want to be able to help them connect the dots, that both the things that you're doing as a Rotarian or volunteering in your organization and the things you do in your professional career are consistent, right? And there's lots of things that you can do to promote yourself in a very subtle but focused way, right? So not just working side by side with people in a nonprofit organization or demonstrating your ability to show up and work hard and be consistent, but it could be testimonials of past clients. It could be direct mail campaigns. It could be promoting existing listings or your just solds. You could demonstrate your proof and your ability to be successful in your capacity as a real estate agent, right? So people can see that, hey, this guy really works hard for this nonprofit or these nonprofits. There's supporting these things in the community that align with your dream clients. Remember that, right? Because you could go work for the Audubon Association in your local market, but if none of your dream clients are a part of that might be something that's a passion for you, and that's great. But if it doesn't align with your dream clients, and that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking, and that could be a hobby, okay? It doesn't necessarily have to be focused on promotion of you and your business. But what I'm talking about is how you can promote yourself so that it aligns with your dream clients and you're visible in your community and you're doing things that demonstrate your capability, your competence, and your ability to do small little things, whether it's setting up a Rotary tent or helping to I do the finish line at the end of the race, and I help to solicit a number of sponsors. And there's I've been responsible for recruiting the artist and the poster and T-shirts and hats and lots of different stuff. And all these are just little tasks, but they're all tasks, and they're all visible to my Rotary members that are part of the community, and are also a number of those people are some of the influencers, the luminary list in my community. So all this is related, okay? And I hope that you've seen how we've been able to build on all these different steps. And you can't take one step. You can't just like the trust ladder, you can't step over a lot of these things. You have to do the fundamental work to get to this point. These people that are members of Rotary or that you're working beside in your community or that see you and that are visible, very likely they're going to go online and check you out. And so what are they going to see? Remember that digital footprint and all the things, your online short bio and long bio, your story, the lifestyle images of you, the things that you have demonstrated, the proof of you being, doing videos or writing articles and being associated with other luminaries in your community and influencers in your community. These are all things that are part of proof that help promote you. And so getting out in your community and being involved and doing some of these things, just another way that's both rewarding that you get to give back. You can volunteer your time. You can also certainly write checks and be sponsoring different things. But the key thing is that you do it. You take that first step. And so I hope this has been informative. I'm going to draw some of this out so maybe it's a little bit easier for you to understand. And so let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so let's map this out. So here you are, and in your community, right? Here you are, and I'm drawing you on a teeter-totter. Okay, so hopefully that's visible. We're going to put a giant flag in your hand. This is your banner that you're promoting yourself. Okay, this is all about promotion. Okay, and this is the megaphone, but I want you to make sure that you understand that this megaphone does not include exclamation points. Okay, so we're promoting ourselves, but we're being very subtle. Okay, we're being humble. All right, we want to demonstrate our trustworthiness. I think that's a word, right? We want to show that we're competent. We want to demonstrate our authority, our reliability. We want to, this is a super, super important one, proof. And that's really what all these things are doing. And when I talk about how we're showing up in the community, and there's a big boulder down here, And I'll just write that in this big boulder. The reason, this is like a teeter-totter, and I don't know, my brain probably works different, but I just thought that the boulder was important because what we don't want to be doing is, remember how we were talking about all your competition and all the agents, that are always talking about me, me, me. Well, we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to, I should have made that red, right? We don't want to do this. We don't want to focus only on us. What we want to do is we want to be demonstrating our competence and ability in these organizations, but we're doing it in a subtle way, and we're showing up in our community, in these organizations, and so we're showing up, and we're very consistent. And we're adding value. And this is what I tell my kids all the time. We're no whining, right? We're not whining. We're just saying. And what I mean by that is there's going to be a ton of opportunity for you to show up in an organization and volunteer and do great things. There's a lot of people that are part of organizations and they're like never raising their hand to volunteer and do stuff. So you don't want to be that person that's like, I do all the work, or you just don't want to show up and be that prima donna. You don't want to be that person that is complaining about everything. You just want to be that person that regardless, it's like, all right, well, this is our task. We're just going to do it. And in the Rotary Club, there's a lot of stuff that we do that, like pulling a trailer and setting up a booth and hauling, stuff, doing things that you might say, wow, that really is beneath me. People might say, it's beneath me. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stand out in the hot sun for 3 hours selling Rotary Duck tickets to people on the street. Well, you need to be enjoying those things. You get to do those things. So no whining, super important. You want to volunteer for things. And let me just, let me make a side note here as it relates to solicitation. I always want to give you a caution on solicitation. And what I mean by that is we as real estate agents are uniquely positioned to be really good at solicitation, but it can backfire on you. What I mean by that is if you're the person that's responsible for a capital campaign fundraising and you're asking people in the community to write big checks, there can be some people in the community that appreciate the fact that you're volunteering and spending a lot of your time and effort to do that. But there also can be people in the organization that see you at an event or in the social gathering, and they're gonna so it's like if this is you over here and they see you and they're over here, they're gonna take a wide berth and they're not gonna walk over and talk to you. They're gonna try to avoid you. The reason they're going to try to avoid you is because they think you're going to ask them for money, and they may not be comfortable donating to that cause. They may not have the money right now. They may not be interested in writing a big check. They may have done a lot of other things. And if you're that person who paints them into a corner and makes them feel uncomfortable and creepy, then you're not going to be attracting affluent clients that want to do business with you and see you at an event and want to come talk to you. So you got to be really, really careful with regard to solicitation. It's okay if it's in small denominations. It's okay if it's maybe a small time period where it's okay if you're doing it in a way that is not a pressure thing, because they're going to connect the dots with your pressure as a solicitor for this nonprofit and your pressure as a real estate agent. And so that we're wanting to create positive vibes and being a solicitor in a nonprofit organization, raising money for a great cause is a great thing. But just remember, not everybody is going to donate and not everyone's going to think of that. So you want to be just really, really careful about that one. Okay. So Membership is a great area. Being a part of a committee chair that does some things that's visible can be really, really valuable for you. And remember that we solve problems as real estate agents, right? We're good problem solvers, and there's a lot of times that we'll show up and be able to take on a project and be able to identify, okay, well, this is simple. Let's just break it down and let's go solve this problem. And people are going to be like, wow, did you see how Chris was able to take that responsibility? And it used to be a big problem, and now it's like not a big problem anymore. So that's the reputation, the integrity, you want your persona to precede you in a positive way. And so this is part of the promotion, not the traditional marketing and advertising or traditional sales. But I hope this is valuable. And you'll notice that I didn't have over here for any of these things. There's no exclamation points over here, right? So we did not have an exclamation point around any of these things because we're not wanting to be yelling at people. We're not yelling. We're not shouting at people. No, none of that. Right? We're very calm and we're very controlled and we very competent. And in anything that we do, whether it's volunteering to sell duck tickets or to be doing a project or head of a committee. And that's just the same way that we're running our real estate business. So when people connect those dots, right, and they say, we have an active need to buy or sell in your market as a real estate agent, who should we contact? And then they go online and they check some things. There's that proof, right? They're checking you out, even though they have seen and observed you in this nonprofit organization, and they might have seen you in the community working on behalf of the nonprofit organization, and they're still probably going to go check you out. So your online digital footprint, all that stuff that we already built up to this point, very, very important. And so anyway, I hope this doodle helps to illustrate this a little bit better. And there's lots of great things you can do, testimonials, all the the just listed, the just sold, the things that we talked about to create that social proof. But don't be bragging, right? Be humble. Don't be shouting. Be humble. Be subtle, and be very trustworthy, because that's a really, really super important thing in this step. All right, have an awesome day.